Today we're taking a look at the AYR refillable vape kit, but to suggest that's all it is would be an understatement, as we're going to find out. Created back in 2015, Ayr is the brainchild of UK-born Ian Murison. With innovation at the forefront, his idea was to come up with something vapers would also recommend to other vapers. Ian had observed a host of vaping products that suffered with underlying issues. They were either fiddly, messy, or suffered with performance lag. Pod kits had problems of their own, creating excessive waste. A user never really knew how much they'd vaped, neither were they aware of their nicotine intake. As an ex-smoker, Ian saw an opportunity to continue the familiar relationship between the cigarette and its pack. An outer case would act as the pack, and the pod as a cigarette. Recharging and refilling would take place every time the two made contact. In order to lure a potential new vapor, an elegance and simplicity was called upon. The inherent issues with pod kits were being dealt with. Step forwards, the AYR Vape kit. So in this first part we're going to have a look at what we actually get within the AYR Vape kit. On the back we have a few specs, and on the side the usual bold and brash statement, vaping reinvented, which in this case it may very well be. So inside we have the instruction manual, which is completely in English. And the text is quite large, easy to read. There's plenty of information on setting up the app and the individual components, and here is one of them. This is the outer case of the kit itself, in which the vaporiser, as it's referred to, not pod kit, vaporiser, sits in. Okay, and the case sits within this docking cradle. You can see it will only fit one way. And on the back we have a Type-C USB charging port. Now here's the vaporiser itself with 7 LEDs. We'll talk about those later. It looks like we're going to get a very restrictive mouth-to-lung vape from this. It's a nice cobalt blue finish inside, magnetic coil contacts, and on the base the contacts for the case itself. Here's the Type-C USB charging cable. It's quite long and gets the job done. And here is the pod, or I should say tip, complete with a ceramic coil inside. And liquid is injected directly into this, to a maximum capacity obviously of 2 ml. Okay folks, we'll cut it short there, and in the next part we're going to look at some of the functionality. There's a lot to get through.